Hello guys, Solitaire Gaming here, back from our part of Killer Queen, and let's get started. The four of them left Nagasawa, who still couldn't stand due to the shock he received from hitting his head, to proceed to exit the staircase hall. Trooper told they wanted to keep climbing up to the third floor, but it seemed the staircase was designed to just carry them up one floor. As Soichi was still a bit dumbfounded, Karen took his place in surveying their surroundings. Fortunately, it was deserted. It seemed the ambush they feared didn't exist after all. Since Soichi was falling behind, Nagisa took him by the hand and dragged him towards Karen and Sakumi. Yup. Nagisa said that as she looked ahead, since Soichi could only see the back of her head from where he stood, he couldn't see her face. But to him it looked as though she was crying. But by the time she turned around to say this to Soichi, her usual carefree smile was on her face. Just then an alarm sounded from the PDAs. Attention, the first floor has become a forbidden area. Soichi kept staring at the number of survivors that was displayed on the screen. It still read 11. It seemed Soichi's group were the last ones to come up. The current time was 9 AM. 27 hours had already elapsed since the start of this twisted game. We don't have time to lounge around. Let's get on and move on right now. Soichi managed to regain his composure thanks to Nagisa. Sakumi said that and hoisted her knapsack up on her back. We'll head to a non-combat area for now, but I'm worried about running into an ambush there, so I'd like to avoid the closest one. What will you do now, Hojo-san? Nagisa also looked at Karen. Karen thought about it for a bit, but not in the end. She won't betray us, right? Alright, sounds like a plan. Soichi nodded and quickly checked for the locations of the non-combat areas. There were 3 non-combat areas on the floor. One was located slightly to the south, not far from where they currently were. It would probably take 20 minutes at most to get there, even if they checked for traps along the way. However, chances were high that they would run into someone else so long as they too had an enhanced map. The other 2 were much farther away. One was to the southeast and the other to the southwest. Both were about triple the distance from the closest one, so naturally it would take longer to get to the other ones. The staircase that leading to the next floor was located near the southeast non-combat area. The only structure that stood out in the southwest area was the south side elevator. So best way to avoid risk is, let's head southwest. I don't think many people would head there. Footsteps produced by 4 people were surprisingly loud. On the other hand, it was much harder to hear one person. Thus, it was no surprise that he was the first one to find them. As soon as Yoshimitsu Tezuka spotted them, the first thing he noted was how the group was comprised almost entirely of girls. What's more, they were moving incredibly slow. They would hesitate here and there on occasion. It would be a simple matter to detonate 2 or 3 of their callers right now, wouldn't it? Thinking their behavior was bizarre, Tezuka decided to resist attacking them and continue observing from the shadows. Watch it, there's an odd bump in the ground there, so let's be careful, okay? He's just stalking them. He's just stalking them so much. It's been a while since they encountered a trap. This marked the 3rd one they found so far. They had no clue as to what would happen if they stepped on it, and they weren't in a hurry to find out either. Karen hadn't seen a trap up until that point, although Soichi had warned her about their presence. This was the first one she witnessed the real deal. The first time she witnessed the real deal. Nagisa carefully navigated the hallway, taking care as to where she was walking. They already lost Fumika to a trap, so naturally Soichi and Sakumi were also on edge. Let's go, Hojo-san. Karen stood up, jumped over the protrusion, and followed the rest of the group. After Soichi's group was well out of sight, Tezuka walked over and looked down at the area where the group had suddenly stopped. Sure enough, an odd protrusion was coming from the center of the floor, because it was made of a different material than the area around it. A careful person would probably notice it. He figured that must be dangerous since Soichi's group had taken considerable care to avoid it as they went down the hall. Should I try pressing it? Tezuka decides to use the long pipe in his hands to press the bump. The pipe was long enough to press it from a distance. It offered very little resistance. Then a second later, the floor opened up where the bump was, revealing a hole about 1.5 meters wide. Tezuka timidly approached the hole and peered over the edge into it. The floor's cross-section was about a meter. You could clearly see the first floor several meters below. There was a small room down there. The hole opened up directly over a bed so that anyone who fell would land right on top of it. At that moment, Tezuka witnessed a trap for the first time since he woke up in his place. So was that what happened back then? Tezuka remembered the shutter that came down when he killed Fumika. She and Nagisa had been shouting something at Soichi, who had been on the other side of the shutter. Back then I thought it was just a damn good timing, but it was probably a trap set off by a switch or something. If he stepped on it without noticing, his head would have been blown clean off. Because the first floor was now a forbidden area. Tezuka felt shivers down his spine. Tezuka admired the trap design nature, a trap whose effectiveness differed depending on timing. Someone had tripped on it before the first floor became a forbidden area. It would just result in a colossal waste of time, since the only way back up would be through the stairs or the elevator. That wasn't the case now that downstairs was off limits. This was now a death trap. A trap that effectively used time and the rules. Maybe I should rethink about how I should go about this whole thing. Tezuka had changed his mind thanks to finally becoming aware of the existence of the traps. Now he's going to use traps, dang it. Tezuka muttered that as he glared in the direction Soichi's group had gone. Tezuka didn't bother chasing after them anymore. At first, he planned on attacking them as soon as he got the chance, but now things were a bit different. It's all in the timing and the rules. Tezuka smiled to himself. He's just around this corner. Sakumi turned around. Karen, who was close behind, said that. Soichi was leading in front with Sakumi and Nagisa side by side between him and Karen. Nagisa's cheerful voice succulently summed up everyone's relief. Ow, ow. Sakumi had started treating Soichi shortly after he reached the non-combat area. Well, while not deep, Soichi still had a good-sized cut across his cheek from the run-in earlier of Nagasawa's arrow. Sakumi said this while holding a first aid kit they had found in this room. She was wiping the cut with a cotton ball prepared with usprol alcohol. Ugh, stings. Alright. Soichi reluctantly stopped resisting. Be very gentle with that, okay? You know what? Just don't do it. She's like a mother. Oh, fine, I get it. Soichi finally gave in to Sakumi's pleas. Nagisa smiled as she opened a cardboard box that had been in the room. There were 4 new cardboard box presents, plus the first aid kit that had been found on top of one of them. She then smiled as she looked at Soichi and Sakumi. Because he wants to protect everyone. Karen asked this bluntly. Karen was talking to Nagisa a lot, probably because she was the first person Karen had met in the building. Yup. Karen's eyes widened.
本当なんですか？ねえ、本当よ。彼は首輪を外すためにはクイーンを持っているさくみさんを殺さないといけないの。
Karen doubted her eyes. She couldn't believe it. Given how laid back they were acting now, Karen couldn't imagine that they had that sort of relationship. Due to the way they were behaving, she assumed their release conditions were perfectly compatible and thus enabled them to be on good terms.
宗一君最初に言っていたわ。自分は人殺しはできないって。私たちにもその片棒は担がせられないって。だからって。
He can stay so calm and cool despite the fact his target is right in front of his face. And she can stay calm even though the person who could potentially kill her is right there. To Karen, the situation was unbelievable.
宗一君は首輪を外せないって分かってるの。外せないと自分が死ぬことももちろん分かってる。それなのに私たちを守ってくれている。理由は私にも分からない。でも信じがたいけど目の前にあるのはそういう現実なの。
Karen looked at Soichi once again. Soichi was still resisting treatment from Sakumi. Seeing him being a total baby about it bewildered Karen even more. Who or what the hell is this guy? Clank. Sakumi Nagisa started going through the items in one of the boxes.
ソフト発見。後で宗一君に渡してあげようっと。
Two small squares were resting in Nagisa's palm. The English words written on the box were Tool, GPS, and Tool Forbidden Area Countdown.
位置を教えてくれるのと侵入禁止になるまでの時間を計るタイマーなのかな。
Karen was so focused on Nagisa that she didn't realize her hands had stopped opening the cardboard box in front of her. She then promptly resumed her work. In that instant, Karen's expression froze. Shock knocked the wind right out of her. She started breathing like she was having a coughing fit, then shouted.
Nagisa-san!
She was screaming frantic. She quickly thrust her hand into the box to retrieve the item of interest. Nagisa stopped right there. Her gaze then concentrated on the object Karen held. Clutching Karen's hands was a thick handgun made of metal that gleamed brightly in the lights. At the moment, a thunderous roar echoed throughout the hallway. It wasn't nearly as loud as an exploding collar, but anyone nearby would have easily heard it. But the group didn't have time to worry about that right now. No way! Soichi was speechless. But the thing in his hands was a real and loaded firearm. The ejected cartridge fell to the ground with a loud clatter. Yeah, it is. You should be happy you have a weapon now. Even Soichi, the one who pulled the trigger to test it, was besides himself in shock. The bullet that had put a hole in the plank in front of him. The feeling of pulling the trigger, the powerful recoil despite holding it with both hands, and the sound of the sound of the gunpowder exploding. They were all so very real. A reality that was hard to believe. Trying it out wasn't possible in the non-combat area, so they decided to test it in the hallway. They tore a wooden plank off a piece of furniture and used it as a makeshift target. In the end, they learned the gun was no joke. The bullet put a huge hole in the plank as if to spit that fact in their faces. The piece of metal Soichi held in his hands was a destructive killing tool. They had pride it was just for show. But the results had only confirmed their worst fears. I was too naive. Soichi muttered that in disbelief. Well, I had a knife and Nagasawa found a bow, but I somehow failed to consider that we would find something deadlier. A small part of me thought that was as bad as it would get. Soichi's hands trembled as he gripped the gun. We've been fighting for our lives here. Hell, I might have died earlier if I was hit by one of those arrows. Regardless, I thought that would be okay from here on out. Everyone listened intently to Soichi. We need to hurry along before something horrible happens. Nagisa suddenly had a serious look on her face. Her usual smile and cheerful demeanor was nowhere to be found. The point I've been trying to make is that since we found one gun, there's likely to be more elsewhere. The could even be worse than a pistol. Soichi finished his sentence and looked up at Nagisa. Think of what could happen if someone found weapons bigger than this and ambushed us. Everyone's face went pale. And this is where I'll be stopping off for today. Thanks for watching part of Killer Queen. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and please comment if you found anything interesting in the video.